Can the Defect beat Slay the Spire with only orbs? Greetings, gentlemen and ladies. Welcome back. Today we have the Defect in the spotlight for what might be the trickiest challenge yet. The rules are simple. Only cards that immediately interact with our orbs can be used. This includes creating orbs, evoking orbs, and expanding our supply. Every other card, even from potions, are not allowed. Now, you might be asking yourself, how is that even possible? With only 2 playable cards from the start and no defragment or creative AI allowed, won't our core just collapse in the first act? With 6 varied and inexpedient challenges behind us, at the very least, we're going to give this challenge everything we've got. So, sit back, get yourself comfortable, for it's time. Time to climb. Climb time! The winners of the Slay the Spire 2 giveaway and details of a new one will be announced at the end of the video. We are welcomed with 4 choices: transforming a card, obtaining 100 gold to 150 gold with a curse, or exchanging relics. Both transforming and relic exchange were off the table. 100 gold is the obvious choice, but with a merchant on floor 2, the impact the extra gold could make pulled me in. The slimes greeted our first steps, with us playing Lightning and Dual Cast. After a cocktail of that, passing, and regret, we finished the fight. The card rewards show a defrag. Wait, we can't. That's gonna take some getting used to, but I couldn't complain. Bull Lightning was a vital lifeline as the 3rd playable card for our journey. The moment of truth. We entered the merchant's quarters, and a few solid options presented themselves. Recursion, White Beast statue, berry in a bottle, and a card removal. I didn't hesitate in removing regret first. With the amount of turns we would be passing, it couldn't be kept. That leaves us with 291 gold. We had to make a decision here. Berry and recursion were a good combination, but White Beast statue having the ability to gain said fairy sealed the deal. Moving forward, our next encounter is against a couple of louses. We had to pass our first turn. I play our Ball and Zap next, taking 15 damage in return, before Dualcast finishes them off. 12 gold and a Fear Potion get picked up, with a Claw being declined. The Jawworm meant business this time around. Our first hand was lucky. Zap, Ball, and Dualcast bring him down to 15. We both pass the next round, and thankfully our Lightning strikes before he could. A skill potion gets gifted to us before we get offered another Bull Lightning. Let's go. Our first question mark event is the Wing statue, removing a strike from our deck before we stop by the mechanics for a quick oil change. Floor 7 has the Looter. Back-to-back 10 damage is not something to take lightly here. I play Zap and Bull Lightning. Take the 10 damage, then Ball and Dual Cast to finalize our victory. We are awarded 15 gold, a Snecker Oil, and a Recursion. I hesitate on the next path choice, but visit the rest site again, this time upgrading our Bull Lightning. The first relic chest of the run was up next. I wasn't expecting too much here, but Potion Belt? This got me a little excited to say the least. Our next combat had 2 Fungi Beasts. I Bull Lightning and Recursion before flipping a coin with our skill potion. It somewhat pays off, adding Cool Headed temporarily. 15 damage was inbound. Zap and Dual Cast reduce it to 7, and our upgraded Bull finishes them off. A Dexterity Potion is awarded to us, and now the card rewards. Vision! One of my favourite cards in the Defect's arsenal. When upgraded, this card evokes all orbs, then gives us energy and the draw equivalent, which with a 3rd rest site in our immediate vicinity, I make sure to do next. This was a great start to our run, and without seeing this relic in a single one of the challenge's attempts so far, I once again couldn't believe who we were about to see. The man, the myth, the legend. It was none other than Lee's Waffle. Whilst we couldn't afford his waffle this time around, I felt his warm presence having our back for the climb ahead. Before we leave, I pick up a Cool Headed, giving us our first ability to defend in the deck. The Fungi Shrooms asked for a revenge match next. This encounter can get out of hand very quickly. I Snacker Oil, not so much for the cost, but for the options. I then Zap and Cool Headed, showing us a Bull Lightning. Next turn allows us to play our Vision Plus for the first time, and with a little bit of luck, 2 of them go down. We take 4 damage before we were declared the victors once again. Only having 14 health remaining is a little bit scary, but 20 gold the odd mushroom, and a weak potion were all solid additions. No cards were able to be picked up. The final question mark event was a relic chest, handing us 49 gold along with an ancient tea set. This gives us 2 additional energy every time we leave a rest site, and is a nice relic to have by our side. Talking of rest sites, we had no other option than to repair, healing us to 36 HP. The foreshadowing of a certain game studio's upcoming challenge was waiting for us next, as it was now time for slime. Slime time! With our low HP in mind, I don't hesitate in throwing a vulnerable potion on him, which we pair with a ball lightning and recursion. Turn 2, I play zap and ball lightning, before doing some maths. 3 plus 3 plus 16 from the dual cast is 22. This would leave him at 71 health, just outside of his split range, allowing us an additional turn of damage. I check the draw pile. Recursion, then fission, before the cool-headed, as I wanted a shielding orb in reserve. Remember, we can't clear our slime debuffs as they don't interact with our orbs. 2 large slimes, now at 47 health each. This was not going to be easy. I send our attacks, they send their debuffs. Our next hand was completely unplayable, forcing us to take 11 damage. With only being able to play recursion and zap, I considered weakening the back slime, but I knew that 2 ball lightnings were coming up, so remained steadfast. Dual cast and 2 ball lightnings clear the path before our orbs do the rest. And with that, the slime had no more time. No slime time. I pick up the 103 gold and energy potion. Now for the card rewards and electrodynamics. A vital card for this challenge, especially with Act 2 in mind. But with our constant dropping to low health, I proceeded with caution. Next up were the relics. Velvet Choker, Philosopher's Stone, and Cursed Key. Adding strength to enemies could not happen here, and our deck had too many dead cards as it was for the key. So, Velvet Choker perhaps? If we wanted to be successful, could we really limit our turn to 6? I spent a hot minute in my thoughts with this one, and came to the conclusion that it was an annoyance worth putting up with for the extra energy. Now, Act 2. The City. I checked the map for a mixture of safety and combats with our potion belt's value in mind. The first enemy of the act was the Spheric Guardian. Our opening hand was beautiful, already having 46 damage at our disposal. I Electro Fission, showing another 21 damage, which we fully execute, taking it down in 1 turn. A Gambler's Brew gets awarded to us, with the card rewards also being a welcome sight to see. Not just a cool-headed, but a cool-headed plus. Next were the resident Flappity Flaps. I play cool-headed into Ball Lightning before evoking our orbs with Fission. Unfortunately, with so many unusable cards in our hand, we do end up taking 10 damage here. Electrodynamics and a couple of passing turns finally zap them into our protein gains. Another solid potion reward. Liquid Memories. I don't know if I'm alone in hoarding potions, but I have to remember to actually use them this time around. The card reward shows us a great card, Capacitor, and as it directly affects our orb space, we are allowed to take it. So we do. The Forgotten Altar exchanges health for max HP next, before we are faced with a tough decision. I would usually go with the question mark events, but with our White Beast and 268 gold, I opt towards the Merchant's Path. He has some high quality relics. Letter Opener's value was slightly reduced due to our electrodynamics, and Gremlin Horn was solid, but with a 6 card limit to our turn, I decided against them both. I used the card removal service for our defend, keeping our remaining gold for the future. Floor 22 holds the Chosen Cultist combo. We play a few generic turns of Electronica, only taking 3 damage from this combat. I exchange our decks with a Flex potion, and for the card reward, pick up a Cold Snap, adding another frost element to our deck. Do we tackle our first elite of Act 2? I'm good. I prioritized upgrading our cool-headed here, with the number of dead hands we had been drawing in mind. The next enemy encounter had a parade of cultists, wanting to tell us about their lord and savior. Unfortunately for them, Snecko was at our core. I double cool-headed, Zap and Capacitor. I wanted to save Fission for after we play Electrodynamics, which was a small misplay. Talking of Electro, we play it with a Ball Lightning and Recursion, blocking 12 of the incoming 18 hits. Look at that storm. We finally send them on their way with a dual cast and Ball Lightning. The attack potion here reminded me of that I already knew. Play your potions. Was Meteor Strike a good card for us here? Absolutely not. Did I pick it? Do cows have different accents depending where they're born? I think we all know the answer. The merchant we saved our money for greeted us next. Oh man, what a selection. Doom and Gloom, Glacier, a duplication of duplication potions, and what we're all looking at. Toy Ornithopter. This relic has actually been with us in quite a few challenges, overshadowed naturally by Lee's impressive waffle. With Beast Statue and a potion belt, this relic was the final piece of the Trinity. It did mean passing on the Glacier though, which was a sad realization to have. Our happiness was quickly turned to that of irked irritation. Why, you ask? This is but a simple relic chest. What one single relic in the entire game would we have loved to see in our Ironclad Strike Only challenge? Yeah. Come on, Owen.
Really? Wow.
Moving on, we have the Centaurian and his international exchange student. With a meteor strike in hand, I broke my hoarding of potions to get the energy required, sending it crashing down. I follow it up with a cold snap and zap before we take 10 damage. Another 14 was on its way. I play capacitor, then cancel my ball lightning thoughts using our cool-headed instead. And then again, we were rewarded, now able to play the electrodynamics, which I follow with ball lightnings. A perfect turn if I'd ever seen one. Only 2 damage gets through our block, Vision evokes our orbs before we send the student packing home. 19 gold and a focus potion. Now that is what we needed to see, especially with the Automaton in mind. I decide against adding another capacitor in favor of a cold snap, which I'm not sure was the right choice looking back. Next, we rest to 59 health, comfortably clear the chosen cultist combo with our flex potion, replacing it with a skill 1 instead. And for the cards, loot was not allowed, so another ball lightning was added in its stead. Floor 30 had our first elite of the act, the Taskmaster. I look over our hand, check the map once more before drinking our skill potion. I felt Lee's presence surrounding us as a rainbow was added to our hand. I considered the damage we would take and the potential lines. We were close, but not close enough. I play the line out in its entirety, and with the boss fast approaching, I drink our liquid memories to finish them off in one turn. I'm not sure if it was super necessary, but enough about that. We get Anchor, an absolutely wonderful relic to see, giving us 10 block at the start of every combat. I also pick up another Gambler's Brew. One more enemy encounter, the Shelled Parasite and a Fungi. Anchor completely negated his first attack. I set up what I can on turn 1. 2 ball lightnings were all we had next, leaving us open and vulnerable to the 12 attack. I then cool-headed, Vision, and seeing the meteor strike light up, I don't hesitate to play it next, which would end up being a massive mistake. There is a winning 3-card line here if played in the right order. Can you see it? The line is as follows. We play Ball Lightning for 10, Dual Cast for 16, and finally Meteor Strike for 27, adding up to a perfect 53 damage. Sometimes misses happen, and with the Defect, even more so. With it having 1 HP left, we take his 5 damage before moving on. 20 gold, a power potion, and an upgraded Cold Snap gets added to our deck. The final rest site of Act 2 was now upon us. I immediately go to upgrade our Meteor Strike before I pull myself back. I was confident enough with Toy Ornithopter keeping us alive. I settled with the Capacitor upgrade instead. It was now time for the boss of Act 2, the Automaton. I drink our power potion to start things off. A second capacitor gets added to our hand. I set up our electro and orbs, finishing the turn with a focus potion. His minions had now arrived, both getting ready to take a card from us, which we could use to our advantage. Knowing they like the rarer cards, I ball lightning the boss, then dual cast and frost snap the orb. We take 2 damage. I play both ball lightnings and a recursion to get back our cards. We then get to play Vision, a beautiful evocation of orbs hitting the boss back to back. With all this energy, I don't hesitate in sending our Meteor Strike next. Cold Snap and I forgot about the Velvet Choker. It won't be the last time either. Our next hand didn't allow much. I do what I can, defending 8 of the 20 incoming damage. Another not so great hand. His Hyper Beam was next, and all I could do was play Cold Snap. His attack was here, but so were our options. I cool-headed, drawing 2 dead cards. We go again, showing a Meteor, which I play for evocation, before Lightning, Snap, and Recursion finish the turn, helping us mitigate the incoming damage. With the Automaton out of action, I send 2 more balls of lightning, defeating the boss of Act 2. As I collected the spoils of victory, I started getting a bit concerned. A bad hand at the wrong time could be disastrous in the upcoming act. I pick up another electrodynamics to further ensure consistency. Next were the relics: nuclear battery, tiny house, or slaver's collar. Tiny house wasn't considered, with better options being available. Slaver's collar and nuclear battery effectively do the same thing, and with our ability to recursion the plasma, it didn't take long for a decision to be made. Act 3's map shows the donuts as our last boss. We just needed to get there in one piece and avoid making more mistakes. Yeah. I identified the merchants, and as safe a passage as possible for the dangerous ascent began. We kick things off with the Darklings. Anchor shows us its value once again here, with us only able to capacitor and electrodynamics. 39 more was now on its way. I ball lightning, and thanks to a lucky fission draw, the rest is history. The first potion of the act was a cultist potion, and card-wise, I did consider the Doom and Gloom, but more frost and card draw convinced me otherwise. I decide on the question mark event next, the Tomb of Lord Redmask. Yeah, we aren't interested in that trade. Floor 37 had the shapes. Seeing electrodynamics and fission in our starting hand was a blessed moment indeed, and after setting up our orbs, I fission, removing the exploders, and ball to finish the thorn. In the excitement, I did make a small mistake. I forgot to use a potion. I debate removing the cultist potion, but decide to keep it and instead go to the card rewards. It was nice that even with the limitations of this challenge, most offerings were actually useful. Moving forward, we began falling. I didn't want to lose any of them, but I settled on removing Cold Snap. Floor 39 had another revenge match, and this time no such lucky hand was afforded to us. We draw 2 more, showing a zap. I accidentally drink our cultist potion over our gambler's brew, then ball lightning. We couldn't go into turn 2 like this, so I continue my brew thoughts, replacing our hand with a new one. I ball lightning, then cool-headed, which I play again before Electro saves us from further confusion. We manage to defend their attacks, and after only taking 2 damage here, they follow those who came before them. The rewards were 15 gold, a 5 HP potion, and another capacitor, which I decide to pass on again. Now was time for the elite of Act 3, Nemesis. A very difficult fight for us. Potions would have to be used here, no exceptions. I play capacitor followed by ball, snap, and dual cast. We pick up 3 burns, with his giant swinging scythe now aiming right at us. 2 cool-headeds were a pleasure to see, showing fission from the draw. I then apply our weak potion, fission for block, and because we don't find our meteor, settle with playing double electro instead. We take 18 damage, and with us no longer being able to play meteor, it was time for plan B. I cool-headed, ball and recursion, then turn to the dark side. The following turn we end early, taking 10 damage, allowing our darkness to grow. 49 damage was now coming at us. I really didn't want to use our gambler's brew here, but we couldn't afford the health loss. I play our lightning, swap hands, and thankfully, we managed to defeat him. The rewards were certainly worth it though. 30 gold, a forge potion, and Professor Oak's words echoed, always check the card before selecting the bottle. Glacier Plus. Gosh darn, what a card. For the bottle's choice, I made an obscure decision. Recursion Plus. With us failing to keep our plasma previously, I didn't want to run into that situation again, and I just really wanted to play with Meteor Strike. Next up, the Transient. I get our attack potion out of the way. With only recursion playable, Anchor does the rest. Turn 2, I start with a zap, then fission, forge potion to heal, and evoke him down to 0. Turn 3, I check the draw pile and do some calculations, evoking and snapping to cancel his attack. Turn 4, I prioritize evoking defense over expansion, taking 8 damage, with his final attack completely overwhelming our defense, leaving us with 28 HP. I decide against another cold snap before choosing the path of least resistance. A random merchant greets us kindly. Whilst he didn't have any cards we could play, he did have a good relic, Bag of Preparation. This combined with our ancient tea set would make for a more consistent turn 1. I also pick up the draw potion to combat our dead hands. Next up was a relic chest, and I would usually be very happy to see a frozen egg for the defect, but not on this day. We stopped by for another oil change, healing us up to 52 HP. And against my better judgment, a rare relic reward grips me into combat against the 2 guardians. Knowing vulnerable would be useless against the donuts, I apply it to the front one. and after being gifted an incredible first hand, we defeat them, only taking 15 damage. Reward-wise, 54 gold is great, Calipers would be hard to get enough block to maintain, Ancient Potion was 5 health, but at the very least I don't skip the capacitor this time around. Floor 46 had the Spire growth. Our Ancient Potion was not just a 5 health pot now, it would be so much more. If you didn't know, his Constriction is a debuff, which we can completely negate with Artifact. Let's go! I Electro first into Recursion for Plasma. Capacitor expands our supply, and Cool-Headed shows us the dynamic duo. I wasn't going to make the same mistake again with Velvet Choker. I then make a massive mistake. After Cool-Headed, I play Recursion on this Plasma, overlooking the dual cast. Because of this, the incredible moment of Meteor Strike is short-lived, as not only could we not play another card, we also take 15 damage. The next couple of turns I play much safer, crafting our Frost Defense, before finishing off with Style. At this point, the Combat Potion rewards weren't affecting me, though as it stands, we weren't living the donuts. The final Merchant was now here, Lee's Spirit giving us one final gift for the battle ahead, a Focus Potion. Thank you, my friend. Before leaving, I make sure to remove one of our strikes as well. Triple Jawworms were the final piece of this puzzle, and with Cool-Headed showing Electrodynamics, nothing more needed to be said. A Swift Potion gets accrued, with no cards of note to add. Floor 49's Rest Site. I hadn't gotten this far often, but recovering to 55 health, it was not much to play with. Looking to our double draw potions and Toy Ornithopter, I calm my nerves before stepping into the boss of Act 3, the Donuts. We would have to play smart on our first turn, with us limited to 6 cards. I start by drinking our potions, focus, then draw to what might be the best Forge Potion I have ever used. I play our Meteor Strike on Donu, followed by a Cool-Headed, 4 cards left to play. Without much in the way of attacks, I focus on our defense and plasma positioning, fully negating Deca's attack in the meanwhile. Turn 2, we find our Electrodynamics, which we play after expanding our orb supply. I check the draw pile and make the decision to get a part shuffle for our next turn, finishing the turn off, playing Bull Lightning. 14 damage gets through. A defensive hand shows up next. I Capacitor first, followed by Glacier, Bull, then Cold Snap, allowing us to fully defend their 26 attack. Our next hand wasn't great, but just like another recent challenge run, a draw potion comes in clutch, finding 2 recursions. This allows our plasma to be retained, as well as enabling more lightning to strike down. Turn 5 was here, and a glorious turn it was indeed. Fissure has its moment, evoking 9 orbs, giving us 11 energy. Electrodynamics and Meteor Strike get played next, followed by a Bull Lightning and Cold Snap. Violet Choker said no more to us, we said no more to Donu. Our less exciting hands entered into circulation next, with a big swing from Deca leaving us with only 20 health remaining. But with faith in our orbs, only playing cards that immediately interacted with them, the final boss of Act 3 goes down. That was an awesome challenge. A notable shout out to Colby for spending time with me in the comments, theory crafting different ways to tackle this one. And if you've been enjoying these challenge runs, then consider subscribing to join along in the journey as we tackle even more challenges in the Spire. Now, onto the giveaway. First of all, we had over 1,000 comments submitted for this. I'll be doing another one, don't worry. Thank you all for taking the time to watch a little channel like mine. From the devs at Megacrit to the upcoming studio collaborations, and a comment from Frost himself. This is like a dream come true. From my side, I will continue to work and edit hard. For the selection, I simply used a random number generator, getting 27. Sorry, Megacrit, maybe next time. After counting for not too long, I found the winner, Zoherit. I don't know how much you've played Slay the Spire, but here's a great opportunity to learn. Congratulations, Becky. I followed the same protocol for members, getting the number 2. Congratulations to the Phantom Commenter. I have found both of you via Discord. Thank you both for your support. All that's left to say is, as always, stay hydrated.